Hello, everybody. Bear with me. This is my first time using this Screencastify, so it might take a little bit of me getting used to it. So, hello, my name is Alexis Daniels, and I'm currently a dietetic intern. And today we are going to be talking about how does nutrition affect your lifestyle. Some of you may know me, some of you may not, but I attended Eastern Kentucky University for my bachelor's degree in dietetics. Also attended Perry Central, and then I went to HCTC 1 year, and then I later transferred to EKU to finish out my bachelor's in dietetics. I matched with Utah State University dietetic internship, and I'm currently in my food service rotation at Perry County Schools. So if you don't know what a registered dietitian is or how you obtain that credential, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that first in case you are interested. So first you have to get a bachelor's in an accredited program in dietetics or nutrition. Some people call it nutrition or dietetics. It just depends on the school. There's 4 of those in Kentucky. You have EKU, UK, Murray, and Western Kentucky University. And then in your senior year, you have to get into a match portal, which is what like the medical students and the pharmacy students do. You enter a portal and you get matched with a internship. You don't get to pick which ones you get to rank them, but other than that, you have no clue where you're going. You could go to California. You could get to stay in your hometown like me, which I'm very, very blessed and thankful for, or you just never know where you could be. So after you match with your internship, you have to complete a number of hours for that, and then you can sit for your RD exam. You cannot sit for your RD exam without completing a internship. Some last a year, some last 2 years. It just depends on the program. And after that, you can sit for your RD exam and become a registered dietitian. Later on in a couple years, to be a registered dietitian, you will also have to have your master's, internship, and master's to sit for your registered dietitian exam. Thankfully, I have bypassed that, and that's not in yet, but you will have to do that in the future. So first, let's just talk a little bit about what do you know about nutrition and how it affects your body. So I know we are not in person. Let's move me here a little bit. I know we are not in person, but I would like for you to think about what you already know about nutrition and how it affects your overall health. I know some of you all, you might not have had it yet, but most of you should. You have health and wellness or health and PE, something like that. So you get a little bit of basic information on nutrition, and we all see it on Instagram, on Facebook, on any social media. We see a little bit about it. So I know we are not in person, but if you want to take out a sheet of paper or just jot it down on your phone, what you know about nutrition and what you think and how you think it affects your body. So how does nutrition affect your overall lifestyle? So in this presentation, we are going to be talking about how nutrition affects multiple areas of your lifestyle. That is your sleep, your studying, and your overall health. I know a lot of us, including myself, we've had to get used to virtual learning. So we might sleep all day and then have to stay up really late to get our studying done. So we're going to talk about how it affects your overall lifestyle. What exactly is nutrition? We all might have our own definition in our head, like I do. But the definition of nutrition may be defined as the science of food and its relationship to health. It is concerned primarily with the part played by nutrients in body growth, development, and maintenance. So let's start fresh off with sleep and nutrition. So the food that we put into our body will affect how we sleep. Protein is an essential nutrient and helping reduce the difficulty in which you fall asleep. So if we don't get enough protein in our diet, what that is essentially saying is it's gonna take us a long time to fall asleep. So macronutrient deficiencies can impact sleep, one being melatonin, which is found in walnuts, almonds, and olive oil. So the way I like to look at it and what they taught us in school is, hey, if you're having a hard time falling asleep, go get some nuts or make you something with olive oil, and that will put you a little bit of melatonin in there to try to get sleep. And then the reverse of this is poor sleep quality can affect nutrition as well. And I like to say it is when you sleep late, if you're supposed to be at school at 8 o'clock, you wake up at 7:30, you don't have time to make breakfast. So what are you going to do? You're going to stop by Hardee's, you're going to stop by McDonald's, and you're going to get you something to eat, which is not going to be adequate nutrition. That's going to be called calorie dense food, which we'll get into later on. That's going to make our mind, we're not going to think as well as we would have had if we would have woke up, made some eggs, sausage, or get some nutrient dense food in our bodies. And nutrition and sleep go hand in hand, and having positive impacts of both will help you in your day-to-day life. Yes. So how I like to look at it is, if you eat a balanced meal, that's going to help you sleep better at night. And listen, I love my sleep, like most teenagers. So if we eat better, we're going to sleep better. Studying in nutrition. This one is one that I got pounded into my head, and I love to pound into everybody else's head. So have you ever been so hungry while you're studying that you feel like you're getting nothing accomplished? This may not be everybody, freshman, sophomore, this may not be you, but I know some freshmen and sophomore are taking college classes. But if you're taking college classes, you have a lot of finals, you have a lot of exams, and you have a lot of assignments that take a long, long time. So if you've ever been late at night just studying and you're like, I'm getting nothing done, you got to think, have you ate? Have you had a balanced meal? And that is all because glucose is the brain's fuel. That's what it fuels on. Nothing. Glucose, it's main fuel. Glucose is virtually the sole food for the human brain, except during prolonged starvation. The brain lacks fuel stores and hence requires a continuous supply of glucose. Glucose is found in the food that we eat. We cannot expect not to eat and not get brain fog. That's how I like to look at it. I can expect, if I want to sit down, I have my binder right here. I can't sit down and expect I'm just going to go hard at doing all what I need to do without food. That's just not how it works. I got to have me some food in my body, big balanced meal, sit down and do my homework, and then I'll be good. I love this. So the next time you are hungry while studying, remember, you must feed your brain for it to remember those biochemistry definitions. So if we're studying really, really hard, but we have brain fog, we can't remember anything, we're just flipping through our stuff because we can't remember anything. We haven't ate. But if we eat, we won't have brain fog, and we can just remember all those biochemistry equations. So we're going to wake up the next morning on our test, eat a balanced meal, we'll be good. So what should we fuel our body with? If you have a sheet of paper or you have your phone, which a lot of y'all have your phone, jot down, put in your notes, 3 things that, let's go back, sorry guys, 3 things that you fuel your body with. I thought I had the marker. Okay. So we're going to write down 3 things that we should fuel our body with to have good sleep, studying, and overall health. So we've talked about glucose, we talked about protein, and we talked about foods that contain melatonin. So I'm going to give you mine. First is good carbs, fruits and veggies, and water. I love good carbs. We should never cut our carbs out. Fruits and veggies and water. That's going to give us a fuel so we have good sleep, studying, and overall health. Next, this is my favorite thing, and that's going to be my favorite thing to talk about. It's energy dense versus calorie dense. And if you're an athlete, listen up very, very closely. I was an athlete in high school. I cheered. So looking back on all I learned, I would have wished somebody would have pounded this in my head. So energy dense versus calorie dense. Energy dense foods. Energy dense is sorry guys, I'm trying to get my little pointer here so I can show you. So energy dense foods. Energy dense is the amount of energy, calories, per gram of food. Lower energy density foods provide fewer calories per gram of food. This means that you can have satisfying portions of these foods with a relatively, ignore what I said, low calorie content. Calorie dense foods. If a food is calorie dense, that usually means that it is high in energy and low in nutrients. This means that is empty food. They are nutritionally poor food choices and contain much more calories than needed. Example. So you're on your way to a game, you're on your way to practice. I know I always stopped at a gas station to get some snacks before practice. And what do you go for? You go for chips, you go for a candy bar. You don't usually go for beef jerky or nuts or anything like that. So what do we think? The chips and the candy bars are going to be our calorie dense foods. So that means they are high in calories but low in nutritional value. So calorie dense foods are high in calories but low in nutrition. Now, on the other hand, our beef jerky and our nuts and things like that are going to be low in low in calories. It's going to be lower than your candy bar. Some nuts, they have our good healthy fats, so they are going to provide calories, but it's still energy dense foods. But they're going to be high in nutrition value. So we got to think, our calorie dense foods, when we eat our candy bar and we eat our chips, we're going to be hungry in 10 minutes. After dinner, I had a donut because I really didn't eat much dinner. Guess what? It is currently, let's check. I'm going to be hungry in about, I'd say 10 more minutes. I'm going to be hungry because I didn't eat a nutritionally good food. So that donut is not providing me protein. It's not providing me good carbs. Yes, it's providing me carbs, but it's not providing our good carbs. So if I wanted to stay full, I should have ate some energy-dense foods. So energy-dense foods are vegetables, fruits, nuts, whole wheat bread, and rice, which whole grain rice. So why I said whole wheat bread is because whole wheats are your good carbs. Whole wheat pasta, whole wheat whole brown rice, whole wheat bread. Those things are going to keep us fuller longer because they have good nutritional value. Our calorie dense foods are donuts, cakes, Starbucks drinks, pop, and pizza. The number one calorie dense food, in my opinion, is all our coffee drinks. I'm just as bad as you girls are, or boys. If you like your drinks, I love mine. But when I wake up in the morning and I drink a caramel macchiato from Starbucks, I'm going to be hungry in 5 minutes. But if I take me a little bit of coffee and I pour my protein shake in there, I'm full for an hour, 2 hours, 3, 4. I'm full to lunch. So we got to make those healthy swaps. Now, athletes, I got off on a tangent, but you all, like I stated, you go to your game and you drink your Gatorade that's full of sugar or whatever you have. You're going to be hungry. Your candy bar, halfway through the game, you're going to be starving and you're not going to have enough energy because you're just dragging because you had a candy bar. If you choose nuts, peanuts, beef jerky, grilled chicken, lean protein, things like that, that's going to keep you fuller and your performance is going to be better. So what should we choose? So energy-dense foods provides us with much more nutritional value than calorie-dense foods. We will stay full longer and not be hungry within 30 minutes. Fueling your body with a 3/4 energy-dense foods and a 1/4 calorie-dense food is what I call balance. Yes, every day I'm going to eat good, but am I still going to have my donut at the end of the day? Yes, because it's all about balance. We want to make sure we are providing our body with mostly energy-dense foods rather than empty foods. So I want all day, I want to make sure I'm eating more energy-dense foods than more energy-dense foods rather than calorie-dense foods. With this, you will have less brain fog and feel like you are capable of studying and everything else. So does this mean I cannot eat calorie-dense foods? No, we all deserve sweetness. Like I said, I'm still going to eat my donut. I'm still going to have my caramel macchiato, but I'm going to make sure I up my energy-dense foods. So where do I begin? You're probably thinking, all this stuff makes no sense. I'm just fast. I just rambled. But one way you can begin making that healthy lifestyle change is MyPlate. So I have listed the website you can go to right now. Essentially, MyPlate is you probably heard of this. It's all over the internet. It's all over. You probably learned it in school. It's all over everything. So choose MyPlate. So let's set my laser back out here. So half of your plate is fresh fruits and vegetables. I shouldn't have said fresh. You can eat frozen, whatever. Half of it is fruits and vegetables. A fourth of it up here is going to be your grains. A fourth is protein, and you're going to have your serving of dairy. So let's say you eat an apple. You're going to have some cabbage or carrots or green beans or whatever you want, broccoli. You're going to have your whole wheat roll, and you're going to have your lean protein with chicken. I love my plate because it is so visual and it's so easy to do. When you're going out to a buffet, you're sitting down in a restaurant, you're wherever you are, you can grab your plate and say, oh gosh, okay, I'm just going to fill half of it with fruits and vegetables, third of it, little portion up here with my whole wheat bread or regular bread. And honestly, it's okay. And my protein down here. Simple as that. I love this. So you can go to this website and there's actually some games and activities that you can play to get you familiar with it. Start with my plate method. Choose energy dense versus calorie dense. Get adequate sleep, and focus on the good versus the bad. And then if you have any questions, you can contact me, your local registered dietitian, or healthcare provider if you have any specific questions. Now, I know I'm guilty as well. We have our phones. All over that, you see nutritionists. You see everything in the world, personal trainers, nutritionists. You see all these fitness people, all these nutrition people, they're posting stuff about what you should eat, whatever. Make sure you contact your dietitian or your healthcare provider if you have any questions related to you. You are not the same as everybody else. I'm not going to tell you to eat the same as me because you're not like me. A football player is not like a cheerleader. They're going to eat totally different. A band player needs a lot of calories to get through their performance. So everybody is different. A soccer player needs different than the band, everything. So make sure you contact your dietitian. You can contact me, anybody, if you have any questions regarding that. So what happens if I eat a balanced diet? You're going to live longer. Your risk of cardiovascular disease just drops. It's insane. It drops. Your risk for type 2 diabetes drops. This is a big one. You all know in Eastern Kentucky, our diabetes rate is high. Your risk for cancer drops. Your sleep improves. Your mindset improves. This is a big one. Your overall wellness improves, and your overall health improves. So that is my references. Now I'm going to flip through here back. I kind of rushed my about me and how to become a dietitian. But if you have any questions, please contact me. If you want to know more about the EK, I can talk about the EKU program. I can't talk about UK, WKU, or Murray. But EKU, I can get you pointed in the right direction. Seniors, if you have any questions about nutrition or dietetics. And EKU if you want to do nutrition, you don't have to go the dietetics route. There's also like a food service. It's new this year. Like a food service management course where you can learn like just food service and hospitality and things like that. So that's new. So you can do both routes in the dietetics portion of EKU. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can let your teacher contact Ms. Pelfrey. And thank you, Ms. Pelfrey, for inviting me to talk. And have a good night, guys.